Hi, welcome back to another Page Turning Tuesday with Tom. We're about to dive into a section in chapter 14 about the sex education. We were like the first fifth grade class ever to get this, and we just couldn't wait. And then, as my mom would say, you wouldn't exist without sex. Here's a picture of my beautiful mom and dad on their wedding day. And when I saw this, I was like, man, I should be better looking than I am because they look so good. And I also just wanted to show one other thing real quick. You guys know I have a lot of content, but a lot of that is thanks to the 3 photography students we live next door in San Francisco. This is probably a college project that one of them had to do. I don't know if this was Keith, Carey, or Evan, but just look at the way this unfolds. This is just, probably a class assignment. So it opens with the chaos we were allowed to create in their apartment. We had an escape route from John. We could be wild, crazy kids over at their house. That's me buying some mud pies from my sister Chris. That's Chris in our backyard, which seemed enormous, but was probably only like 30 feet deep at the most. Here's my little brother. I took gymnastics as a kid. Here's my little brother Alex coming in to try to do his headstand. Here's Molly. She has some hang-ups. This is she's got flowers in her hair. Just a beautiful picture of my little sister Molly on a rooftop. Shelly, the artist in the family, doing her thing. She drew on all kinds of surfaces, even the bottom of her shoes. This is a beautiful sequence of me playing hide and go seek with Lillian, our Filipino neighbor. I come rounding the curve. This is when I pee my pants a little right there. And then I go lurching out, running out. And then it ends with this nice, towards the camera, away from the camera, just really beautifully done. And with that, we're going to dive back into the sex education. Are you ready? I know I am. I'll probably read the book right side up. Okay. The sex education, yes. Okay, she was so nervous. There's laughter. It breaks the tension and put Mrs. Brooks more at ease. As the lessons progress, she gets better and better. By the third lesson, she's teaching the subject with bravado, which leads to some terrific class discussions. Scott Haynes tells the class about his first wet dream. Meredith Barnes wants to know if boy nipples are as sensitive as girl nipples. Gina Riggs goes into way too much detail, describing her first warm and gooey period. Reggie Jones asks a question about his penis bone. When he learns there is no such thing, he asks, then why do they call it a boner? I play the tromboner, yells George Ishizaki, who's in the band. The class erupts in laughter. I bet you play with your tromboner all the time, someone says. More laughter, more hysterics. George Ishizaki just started following me. He actually lives in Tokyo, and I hope he's not offended by this line, but George was just a great classmate, and I don't know if he actually said that or not, but I really liked drawing with him, and he was funny, and I like to believe that that's exactly what he said. Mark Sweeney is so impressed with the sex education that he builds an artificial vagina for the science fair, though we know it's for his own pleasure. We learn a lot. For example, we discovered that males and females both have glands that secrete lubricating mucus. Sex is slippery. The sex education is a wild success. We master the material, and everyone in the class is rewarded with an extra special sticker of achievement featuring birds and bees, which has nothing to do with the human sex we studied. I like to think that it was our class that paved the way for fifth graders everywhere, coast to coast, to have sex education added to your curriculum. And yes, you're welcome. One afternoon, I come home from school to find my mother painting a giant bright orange across 2 of our living room walls. It looks great, very bold and modern. What's the giant H stand for? I ask my mother, admiring her work. She cocks her head, looks at her creation as if for the first time, and laughs. I never saw it as an H until now. I don't know, home? How on earth could she not see the H? More like hippie, I say. Funny. Or high. Ooh, I like that even better. Maybe it stands for help, as in God help me. My mother's a hippie. She laughs. I've got news for you. You're a hippie too. I have to think about that and head to the fridge for a snack. What's this pot of yellow water with stuff floating in it? Those are my peyote buttons and they're not yours. Okay. I sit down to ponder. Am I a hippie? We have a bus. We eat tofu and bean sprouts. My mother wears Birkenstocks. She has copious amounts of armpit hair. Hippies are always visiting our house, and some of them like to get naked. We smoke a lot of pot. There's peyote in the fridge. Oh shit! I am a hippie by default. All right, we'll cut it off there for today. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you next Tuesday on another Page Turning Tuesdays with Tom. Arrivederci.